Um,
Yeah.
Same old thing, but I'm good.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, it's going okay. Are you getting out some still?
Still getting out because I've noticed getting out versus staying in. Um, when I get out, I get a break. When I stay
Yeah.
in, I think about whatever more. So I noticed that, and I never noticed it before. That because I didn't get out much anyway. So how would I notice
Yeah.
it? But yeah,
Sure,
I do.
absolutely.
I do notice a difference once I get out and versus staying in the house and stuff. So whenever I get to fidgeting or thinking about it too much, I get out. So today I'm gonna go for a walk after I get off there with you because I didn't want to go for a walk and then miss the appointment. So I said I'll wait till after the appointment.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm glad it's been a help to you because it's helped me think like I'm always thinking about stuff or always have these thoughts in my mind, but knowing like if I'm doing something that's like say go to the pool or just taking a walk or just getting me out of the four walls, I'm glad that helps you. And I know sometimes it's probably hard to get out sometimes, like just going places like you said. It's like I gotta borrow my son's car, and that probably depends on certain factors of the time of day when he's working things like that.
Yeah, because it's a time strain. I can't really, plan nothing because most of the stuff that I want to do is while he's at work. So,
Yeah, yeah. What's his typical work days like?
well, right now he's leaving at 3 o'clock to 3 in the morning now. So it just got worser.
3 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So it just
So it
got
takes up a
worse
lot
for
of
me.
afternoon and evening.
Yeah, because most people don't get off work till 5. So events,
Yeah.
all the free events, they don't give till 6:30, 7 o'clock. So I can't go to those events. And the ones in the morning, it'd be a bunch of older people, and I want to be around all people.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So I could go hang out with the older people, but ah, they say you are who you be around.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, and then again, sometimes we can have that kind of older soul mindset, but we want to still be, kind of in that active kind of place with, the generation that speaks to us as well. So, um,
And
yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm in the 50 and up club, so I do know that, but that don't mean I want to be around all.
And that doesn't mean you need to be with the 75-year-olds all the time either. So,
Mm-mm.
yeah, of course. And they get different life stages. You should still with you still your kids like I talked about, even though there's these conflicts and these kind of boundaries with some of the kids, they're still they're unsettled. In some ways, you are still having to be a parent to them, even though you're trying not wanting to do that role, not wanting to still be cared for once if they're 10 or 12 years old. That's still sort of probably the mindset they're still some of them are stuck in. With some ones back home. So um, yeah, I mean, and I think there's a lot of parents probably in your same position that have kids that are adults, but still, having a hard time making it in life on their own. They're not completely stable. They don't have completely stable lives right now. So, yeah, that's probably people that you probably relate more to right now.
Yeah, I had to turn your volume up. I don't know. Can you say something now?
Yeah, is that
Oh,
better?
yeah.
Can you hear me
I
now?
I had to turn
Okay.
my volume up because I was like, why
Okay.
is it low? All right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah,
But you're right though. It's almost like typical adult activities tend to be driven after the 4 or 5 time frame where if you're getting together with adults, it's not many in the same place of being morning stuff is more your older kind of population. So it does make it a little more of a challenge to have that time or finding those unless it's like I said, I'm at the pool. It's on the weekend and more people might be around at that point. But yeah, during the week probably a little bit harder.
yeah.
Your son's schedule going to always kind of be that way, that kind of second shift kind of schedule?
Well, he has always enjoyed the night shift. Um,
Yeah.
and Me too. Actually, I like the night shift as well. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
the morning shift. I will work it, but it's not my natural shift, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what it
Yeah.
is with him. So, but he's taking on a supervisory role. So they
Okay.
give him his schedule, and he has to do what he has to do. So, and I understand it. I completely understand. That's why I said I really can't plan nothing because him going to work is number one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I wish I had my car still because then, but that's this. It is what it is. I don't have my car still, so it would be so much better if I had my own car.
Yeah.
Because getting out the house, going, planning out stuff with people I meet. Like whenever I meet somebody, at least the first or second time I want to have my own transportation. I don't want to depend on nobody for that. At least until I get to know somebody, and
Right.
then, because you don't know who will kill you these days, child.
Yeah.
And then,
For sure.
so I want to be able to, transport myself to events and things like that, and I don't want to run into where I'm running late and then he's late to work. So I try, I just can't chance it because if it's not early in the morning, like 9 o'clock, then I can't chance it not to, because traffic is horrible where I live at. I live near Atlanta, so traffic is horrible. So you can get caught in a traffic jam in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Mm-hmm. So, I just take it easy. I just try to limit, like my doctor's appointments, going shopping at the Walmart, my favorite spot, or Dollar Tree, things like that. I try to make sure I get up and go and come on back. Like the other day, I went to the doctor and yesterday, actually, I went to the doctor and my phone died. I don't know why. I had it on the charger, but it just died. So, one, I'm using it for GPS. 2, I'm using it for time. 3, I'm using it to call. I couldn't do nothing. So I had to go to several gas stations and get instructions to my house. Oh my God. I did not realize how much dependent we are now on GPS.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are so dependent because I go nowhere with it. So yesterday was an adventure. Then finally, a guy got in his car and took me to my street, and I was so thankful for him because it took a 30-minute ride. Took me an hour and a half to get home.
Oh goodness.
Because I was lost, Like I started when I got into my car for my appointment, my phone was working.
Yeah.
And I jumped on the highway as the GPS told me to, but like a minute into me jumping on the highway, it was gone. So I had no idea what exit to get off on. I had no idea where I was going. So I just paid attention to the signs. Like, okay, bam, I'm paying attention to the sign. But while I'm driving, I'm trying to turn it on and see if maybe it got hot or whatever. I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
so I just pulled over. Like finally, I was like, I'm going to the gas station. Hopefully, there's somebody in there that speak English that can help me. It was a whole adventure, so I know how dependent I am now on GPS where I live at.
Yeah. Understand. How does I know we're kind of looking a little bit into the future, but like you talk about if your son you were to kind of move out or you get your own place and he gets his own place, is that going to affect you transportation wise? Not having your own vehicle?
Definitely, I have to move somewhere that is on some type of bus or
Transportation system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So that's another factor into where I'm going to be moving because where I'm at now, I'm in a gated community, and you have to walk to the gate. Then you have to walk outside to get the Uber.
Okay.
It's not far, but it's far enough. Probably about a 5-minute walk to get to the gate, and then you gotta walk a little bit more to get to where they can pick you up and drop you off. So it's not an inconvenience, but I don't know. So if I move out of here into another area, I still want to live in the level that I'm at, but I do want to live by a transportation, like you said, transportation system. So that's going to be a little tricky because I don't want to downgrade my living level. You know, where I live to move to some rundown someplace. I don't want to do that.
Sure.
I want to stay where I'm at. So, yeah, it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about, and it's a lot. It's just going to be. It's going to be something to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you gotta have first and last month. You gotta have a credit check. You gotta have people to move you, because then I ain't gonna have nobody help me move. Then you gotta have a truck. Like, it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot.
So, absolutely, yes, yes.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I've already designated September, October, November, December to saving.
Okay.
Because in August, I'm doing something for my birthday, which is in September. But
You get the concert, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
I can't celebrate it in September because that's the month of saving. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to celebrate it in August, and it's going to be different because I never did that before. But it's just me, so I'm gonna have a great time, and yeah, but my money is gonna be saved up from September forward because the lease is up in January.
Okay. Yeah.
So hopefully it do what it do and see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited to go to the concert.
What is this going to see?
Who gonna be there?
Yeah, what's the concert? Yeah, what's the concert?
Erica Badu,
Okay.
Lots. Oh God, you would ask me that. The chubby dude with the shaved head. What is his name? Oh God, what them two people there, and it's like 12 other people. It's a 2-day event.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna be sitting on the lawn, and you bring your own chair, your own cooler. I could have paid for like VIP or something, but that got up there.
Yeah.
So I had to pay for my own cooler for 2 days, and then the ticket to get in, and then because you're sitting on the lawn, it's first come first serve.
Okay.
So I got to get there early to get close to the stage so I can see somebody.
Sure,
Even they probably, hopefully they had like the prompters on the side so other people in the back can see. But I can't worry about them. I got to worry about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would be my first time since maybe 2005 I've been to a concert.
Well, yeah, it's been time.
It's been a long time since I could financially go and be at a concert and not worry about my bills.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, sometimes you gotta be able to enjoy yourself. Yeah, I think it's 2005 since I've been to a concert.
Yeah.
The last concert I went to was Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Okay.
So I'm old school.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was the best concert. I danced the whole time they was on the stage, and they go through their vast amount of music. So it was a pretty good concert.
Good. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It's a nice gift for yourself that you're able to do. So.
I wanted to go on a cruise, but and I was just about to put my down payment down, because I had talked about it before this situation happened. Me and my son going on a cruise together, and I was just about to put the down payment down, and then I decided not to because can't go on a vacation together if you ain't vibing together, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's always next year. It's always a cruise somewhere.
All the time. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, anyway, definitely gives you something to look forward to in the next couple of months.
Yeah. And then I was looking on the Googles, and I seen where, you know, you can go on a cruise, and it's like where you go and meet up with people to have fun. So it's not like you can go alone, but you won't be alone.
You can meet up with some people that are kind of in the same boat, literally in the same boat, like a singles kind of group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, that's interesting because who want to go somewhere by themselves, you know?
Right.
I know it's people that do it all the time. They have no problem with it. But my first time, I really wanted to go with my family. So, you know, get acclimated into whatever experience it is on a cruise, you know. And then with your family, so your fears are taken down. Your anxiety is taken down. Your whatever is just down, you know. And you got support and, you know, not as... You know, it's nervous. You could be very nervous to meet new people.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I gotta do what I gotta do. If I want to live, you know, if I continue to sit back and wait for someone to want to be around me and all that, I might get old and be decrepit.
Well, you know, maybe part of this, maybe it's nice to feel like something like that can be delayed because maybe you'll want to go with somebody that you could really get to know, and maybe that's a part of what you're working towards as well. You know, like as you're doing, like the community kind of this aspect of getting to know people, and even though you might find yourself changing situations here in 5 months or so from now. I mean, that's part of what you're working to is developing some of the friendships, and developing some people to get to know, and you might find yourself a year or two from now actually going on a cruise with a good friend, but that would actually be more, engaging or more enjoyable. So
you never know; anything is possible, and I have to open up to it as well.
And that's part too. And like you said before, it's like females. It's a hard connection point because of just what that's been like before, and so we take a risk obviously when we're meeting somebody or getting to know somebody and not always sure what their intentions are. Are they kind and respectful and reciprocal in their behaviors, or are they looking out for them? Or are they just trying to take advantage of me? So it definitely is like what I'm talking about. It's like those balls are going to be there for a little bit. They're hard to break down right away. It's going to take some time, but if we meet the right people, hopefully that they are respectful of that and understand that, and can still enjoy our time together, even with that being in place, even when we've had those trust issues with certain people. So
yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying, because when you find, well, in my situation, when I found out I had nobody, literally, your trust issues is escalated, and you find yourself questioning everybody that was ever around you and stuff like that. And one day I just had to stop myself, like, you know what, Sel? You just making yourself problems, like, you need to stop worrying about it, because some people are seasonal in your life. Some people weren't meant to be there all the time. Yeah. And some people are, that's what I believe, some people were brought into your life to teach you some lessons or skills, sure. And when you learn them, they're gone, So I had to stop myself from trying to guess if that person came into my life for good or bad and all that, because I know when my ex-husband came into my life, he was the devil. And he came in and destroyed, wreaked havoc, and he just was not a good person from the beginning to the end. It was good times in there, but they were sparingly. So, again, I had to stop. I just had to stop that processing going on in my mind. Because, I don't want to. I told myself I'm not losing sleep again, ever, about someone else's behavior that I can't change.
Right, yeah.
I can change my behavior. I can be accountable for me. But I can't continue to try to be accountable for other people. So, it's not easy. When you're used to doing something, it's not easy to retrain yourself.
Right, yeah.
So, I have actual sticky notes. I have actual sticky notes placed, just to remind myself, don't do that to yourself. Because I'm so used to doing it, and I really am trying to retrain myself to, like the other day, a lady I was listening to, she says, you gotta forgive yourself.
Yeah.
You have to forgive yourself, and you have to, try to rectify relationships if you want to. I'm paraphrasing now, but if you don't want to, it didn't take two to rectify a relationship, so you can't just want it and somebody else don't. So that really resonated with me, because I was like, wow, she must be talking directly to me, child. So, I was sad 2 days ago because my granddaughter's birthday is today. Well, yesterday. And usually I'm all in the festivities. What are you going to do? What are you going to wear? How your hair going to be? I'm usually all into it. And I seen her after her, she put on Instagram, how she looked and what she did for her birthday. I seen it today. It saddened me again because I wasn't in the mix.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully they give me a pass for not being there, because I'm trying to get myself together.
Yeah, of course.
I'm really trying, because if I don't succeed, I'm not going to be no use to them anyway, So I'm really trying to give myself the time and the space to, and she's 15, but I was there for all the rest of them, so hopefully, nothing comes of it. But I just was really sad at that, because I raised her since she was a baby,
Yeah. Was your granddaughter the one that actually posted, or was it like?
Yeah, she has her own page.
Did you think about replying or posting something to her?
I did post her birthday to let everybody know she was turning 15, but it wasn't directly to her. I know that she's seen it, and she commented on my page. So I know she's seen it because she commented, but still, I'm not in communication with them, so.
Yeah, not the same. But at least you could do that. At least showing, hey, I'm still thinking of you in some ways by doing that.
Yeah, I'm always thinking of them, but it just saddened me. But I had to look at that sticky note and be like, all right, now beat yourself up, because you're trying to do something good.
You're as much as you're sad to be away from that situation, in the short run right now, but at the same time, the long run, it's like I'm here where I am, away from it for a reason. For the purpose of having those boundaries, having to be away from that. It's like I would rather be there if I could, but I chose to be away from it because it was more hurtful to stay versus being further away. Even though every decision that we make is going to have some goods and bads to go with it. It sounds more goods and more bads, not more bads than goods, but there's always pros and cons, obviously. And so even though there's more good maybe from being away from home and whatnot, of course there's the parts of dislike that I can't be close to, certain grandkids and things like that, and the parties and get-togethers. I definitely miss those, but I don't miss what I'd have to deal with every other day outside of those things.
Yeah. So yeah. And I have another grandson's birthday coming up on the 14th of the same month. So he'll be 14. So I got a 15, a 14, and a 13-year-old grandkids this year. So my other granddaughter's birthday is in September. So they look like they doing really good without talking to me. I don't know for sure what's really going on, but from what I've seen, everybody's doing good. I haven't talked to nobody, and my other daughter, who's the nurse, I haven't seen anything on the internet about her. Well, she has me blocked, so, and that was way before this happened anyway. She just didn't want, she felt she couldn't speak freely with me being on her post. So she told me, I'm just going to block you, Mark, because I don't want you to see what I post. So it wasn't nothing in malice. But I wish now I wasn't blocked so that, I could see what she's posting and how she looks and stuff. But, yeah. And see my other granddaughter, because I know she's posting pictures about my other granddaughter. So, but, yeah, it's up and down every day, up and down, and it's not getting easier, but I think I'm dealing with it better this week. And then we're going into the 4th of July holiday, and you want to be with your family on these occasions.
Yeah.
And then I know I can't be with them directly unless they came down here or I went up. But holiday time is when you reach out and talk to your family, what you're going to do, and da-da-da. So, it's going to be different.
For sure. Yeah.
It's going to be different. But, what can you do when you're trying to do something, Try to do something right. It's always, I hope it doesn't appear to them, this is my wish, that, I'm a bad person for trying to get myself together. So, that's my wish. But I can't change what they think. That's another thing. I can't change if you think I'm a bad person, because it is what it is, but I just wish they don't. I really wish they are respecting that I'm at least trying, because some people don't try to change or better themselves or whatever this is, And, it's a lot of people that need to try that never do, So I just hope they respect it, that I'm taking the time to do it. But again, I don't know if they will, but I just hope I really wish they would. And hopefully we could support one another in our endeavors, because I miss some things, and they're like, but they're also missing the things I'm doing good in mine,
Yeah.
So, That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been since Mother's Day weekend. I haven't talked to anyone, and it was a hard month not to talk with anyone. But I just couldn't. And now that I'm over being whatever you want to call it, I don't know if it was embarrassed. I think I was more embarrassed than upset. I was definitely hurt. But I think I was more embarrassed that my son told me didn't nobody want to be around me. That was a really hard pill to swallow. And then to hear him say, you know, I'm not special and da. That just took me out. I didn't know what to do because I wouldn't dare, you know, in my mind, my opinion. But I would never dare to speak to my parents like that. And I tell people all the time, my mama wasn't shit. But I still would not tell her, you know, that she wasn't special. I didn't want to be around her. Even though she's the worst. She's the worst. I don't know about nobody else, Mom, but my mother wasn't a good person to me. So, and I always tell people the same thing, you know. I knew early on at 5 years old, I need to get away from her. I started running away, and then to when I stopped dealing with her, when she called the police on me. You know, and again, I would like to call her and sometimes just get some nurturing from her, but it's not going to end well, so I don't put myself through it, you know. People always say, you know, even though she did all this, you should still call her, but they're not in my shoes where the pain just comes immediately back.
Right, yeah.
Those experiences, the memories, they come immediately back, and I'm not putting myself through that. And I feel I'm respecting her more. You know, it might be right or wrong, but I feel I'm respecting her more by not disrespecting her. Because I don't want to call her phone. She's older. I'm 50, so my mother got to be at least 78 years old. So I don't want to bring her any stress or trauma. I don't know if her heart weak or what she's going through because I haven't been around, you know. So I don't want to do that. I'd rather just let it be so that, you know, she live her life and I live mine. So right or wrong, I don't know, but it's just what it is right now for me. You know, I don't know, but she just wasn't. I remember one time when I was taking over my father's house in Syracuse, New York, and my brother asked me could he take some things out of the house because he helped me renovate it, and I told him, yeah, take whatever you want, I don't care, it ain't mine, you know, from the previous renters. And so he did, and he ended up taking a guitar, which I didn't care. You know, whatever, it wasn't mine. And you shouldn't have left it if it was important, you know, so he took it. So, he ended up telling my mother to take the guitar to the pawn shop and get it pawned so he could get the money for it, because my brother was on drugs, my brother George. And when my mother took the guitar to the pawn shop, they caught her on camera, and then they got the receipt she signed for the payment, you know, that they gave her for the guitar. Come to find out, the guitar was reported stolen, so they came directly to her and asked her where did she get the guitar from. Instead of my mother telling them that she got the guitar from my brother, she told the police that I gave it to her. and that I told her to go pawn it. And so my fake cousin, Shawana Dean, she made a deal with my mom. If she signs statements against me, she won't press charges on my mom. So my mom actually made a deal to get herself out of trouble, but throw me into trouble. So when she signed statements against me with Shawana and took it to the police contacted me and told me the whole situation. And they also told me that because I wasn't at the pawn shop, I didn't sign the receipts, I don't have any fingerprints on the guitar, I wasn't I didn't have the guitar in my possession, they couldn't arrest me even though my mom signed the statements on me. But if I had if I had dealt with that guitar at any point, they would have took me to jail. So I had to eat that. I couldn't, because they told me in confidence, and they also told me I need to watch out for Shawana Dean because she was on a hunt for me. So when the police told me all that in confidence, I had to eat that. I couldn't do nothing about it because they didn't take me to jail. But I also knew in the back of my mind that all these people did this to put me in jail. And I could be doing right now a felony charge. I could have been in jail right now. I'd probably just be getting out right now for something I had nothing to do with. I had nothing to do with it. But my mom's trying to save herself, put me under the bus to save herself. That's why I always say my mom's ain't shit.
Yeah.
But that's my mom, What am I supposed to do? I can't get another one. And I'm never going to disrespect her, even though she's done other things than that, too. Like when I went to the domestic violence shelter, because I was running from my ex-husband, and my neighbors quietly picked me up at night, so I had to leave all my stuff, because when you go to a domestic violence shelter, they want you to come right then and there.
Yeah.
So I had to go across the street, tell my neighbor to give me the ride. I had to leave my car and all my kids' stuff in the house. So I called my mom. I said, yo, I'm at the domestic violence shelter. I need you to go to my house. My neighbor got my key, and I need you to get all my stuff out my house, move it into a storage space, and take my car and put my car in front of your house. When I can get through my situation, because I had a black eye, my lip was big, and he had beat me up pretty bad. And so I had to go, and I had to take my kids with me. I could only take 2. The other 2 was in placement because I was going into a domestic violence shelter, and their age range was above what the shelter accepted. So I took my 2 younger ones, my 2 older ones went to a placement. And do you know my mother, my sister Eileen, my brother George, and my brother Kenny went to my house, stole all my stuff, threw it away, sold my car. Me and my kids came back to nothing. We had to sleep on the floor. They never gave me no money for my stuff. And I had a 3-bedroom full house. Basement, attic, everything was full. My car was kitted up. They sold my car, kept the money, and gave me nothing. So I had to come back to Syracuse and start from the floor up, literally. Me and my kids had to spend the first 3 days in the house sleeping on the floor. And do you know my family those people never came to the house to check on me or give me nothing? I didn't see them till 3 months later with nothing. They had nothing for me. And I asked my mom, like, yo, where my car at? Where is my stuff? Where is my, where the money at? And she was like, I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't got nothing for you. You should have went to no domestic violence shelter. Black people don't go to domestic violence shelter. I said, what? Do you realize that the man beat me up? I had to do something to save my own life. She was like, black people don't go to domestic violence shelter. So that was your mistake. That's why you ain't got nothing when you came back. So I had to eat that one too. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
But that's the type of people I grew up around, you know?
Right.
None of them. And I'm their sister. I'm their daughter. And these are your nieces and nephews. They didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
They didn't care about nothing. So, right now to this day, I'm over here, and I don't speak to none of them. And I always felt like, we ain't family. I even wanted to get a DNA test and make sure that was my mama. It's funny now, but I was serious. Like, I don't think this is my mother. We're nothing alike, you know? I'm nothing like none of them. Like, they're all drug addicts, and I'm not that person. Like, everything I've been through, I'm still not like them. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we're not cut from the same cloth.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
And that's just 2 stories. I'm not gonna say no more, but that's just 2 stories with my mom. Where that's why I say she ain't shit.
Right. That just goes back to why that kind of reinforces why you've had to separate yourself, be away from that. And like I said, I know it hurts the relationships with some of the people that you do, still care about, especially the grandkids and things like that. And there it's probably may not really understand as much about why or be that very, not that they don't care, but not feel like they have to have an explanation for why you're not around as much or whatnot, or what's contributing to that decision.
They don't care.
But,
I can't say they don't care, but they don't inquire why.
Right, and who knows what's been told to them? Maybe nothing. Maybe things have been said about you behind your back, and they believe that. Maybe who knows? It's hard to know. You hate to think the worst of that, but it's also like, well, they may be filled with information that may not be true either. Being told something that's not correct or false, but we can't really give our side of it. Especially if they're not inquiring about it, kind of thing. Especially if they're not asking or questioning, hey, where you been at? Where missed you? Or things like that.
Well, you know what? Funny thing that you would say that, because I have tried most of my life to correct the false narrative that's been told about me. I've tried, and I have not corrected it, because I wasn't the one that told the false narrative. So the person that I feel, the false person who told the false narrative, maybe have to be the person to correct it, but I was never able to correct what was said about me. And then 2, when I went back to Syracuse for my daughter's graduation, nobody even knew I had moved.
Yeah.
Nobody even knew. They was like, I didn't know you moved. So it's not like it's not like, no one, only way you would know is if you inquired about me, so that means no one inquired where I'm at. Cause, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been fighting all my life to fix that negative narrative of, like, I got people today, my nieces and nephew, that live 2 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to get a relationship with them for years, because of the false narrative, the negative narrative that's been driven by my relative, my aunt Patricia, they don't want to deal with me. They just don't want to deal with me, because my aunt is, she's the what do you call it when you she's the oldest out of the women. What is that?
Like the matriarch or
matriarch.
something?
She's the matriarch of the family, so most of the time what she says people believe, but they don't know that she's telling lies. And I can't fix that. So, you know what? This year, in 2024, I just had to stop trying to be in a relationship with them. I had to. I had to block their phone calls if they ever call me about anything because I just tried so hard and I was hurting myself. Yep, I had to. I can't. I'm tried for years. Like I would call them, and you could tell. You know how you could call somebody, you know they sending you to the voicemail, or you know they didn't read your text messages.
Right. Right.
So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can't try no more because it's a one-sided situation. So I know directly how a person feels if someone gives a false narrative about them, and it's so terrible. It is so terrible for someone to do that to you, but what can you do?
Right. Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and I think of course, it seems like for you, because it's not without trying. It's not without trying to make some phone calls or messages or whatever. It's like I tried to sort of stay in some level of contact, but maybe they weren't really giving me the time of day. So it just felt like this was a waste of my energy to try to explain myself when maybe if I had the chance to explain myself, not even sure they would really, listen or actually take it as being truthful. So yeah, absolutely. I have to kind of let go of that aspect of I can't change or make people want to think how I want them to. They're gonna think what they want to, and I can't really do a whole lot about that unless they were to actually directly reach out and be like, hey, I want to know if this was true, or hey, I wanted to see if this was accurate. Then maybe they would be willing to listen if I gave my point of view at that point. But until they're ready to, it's like I can't force them.
I have prayed countless days and nights and mornings and everything for someone to ask for my side of it or to ask me, is this true? And because it's the matriarch, as you said, they never do. So I've cried myself to sleep about it, but 2024, I don't have no more tears, and that's really where I'm at now. I can't fight that. I can't fight the lies no more. So we ain't got no relationship anyway. So what am I missing out on? To me, in my opinion, they wasn't gonna let me in the club. So why am I fighting to be in the club?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm the black sheep. So in 2024, I finally dealt with it. So, well, I don't know I don't even know if I dealt with it, but I accepted it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I accepted it, so. And I hate, and I try not to use the word, but I do hate my Aunt Patricia. I hate her with a passion. I really, really do, because if she wouldn't have told the lies, I could have had relationships with people. But because she told the lies, nothing I can do. So I just keep it pushing. That's why it was so important to have the support in my kids, because I didn't need nobody else as long as I had my kids. And now not to have my kids, it brings that up that I'm truly alone. So I'm gonna fight this feeling to cry, but it's getting better. It's getting better. It's really, really getting better. But I don't think I'll ever be able to deal with this. But I'm gonna try my best.
No, it's gonna have its heartaches for sure. It's never gonna go completely away. But I think you're allowing yourself to have times where I'm accepting of it. And sometimes it's hard to accept. Other days I'm back to accepting. I think it definitely has that process to it. Kind of like forgiveness. Forgiveness is a good process. I can forgive somebody and move on, but then other days, man, it really hits me hard. I'm still angry. I'm still upset. So I think it just has that. Like I said, I give myself that permission to say I can limit myself from being constantly hurt. Taking myself out of the equation by doing that. I still miss the communication. I still miss the relationship, that I would like to have. At the same time, it may feel like a false hope, because how I want the relationship to be, they're gonna, not be that way. They're gonna be, difficult, rude, and critical, and all this, and I can't keep putting myself in that position just to have a relationship that feels good, to have the relationship on the surface, but underneath the surface, it's a relationship that's not going anywhere. It's a relationship that's built on lies. It's a relationship that's built on, all these negativity, all these negative things I haven't done or didn't do or whatnot. And so it's like I can't keep putting myself in a place to have a relationship with somebody or people that are going to continue to wreak havoc on me or say things that are just not true. I can't keep putting myself in that position.
And also, I had got to the point where I noticed when I walked in the room, it got quiet. They would listen to what I got to say, and then it felt like when I left the room, it was all bad conversation about me. So I stopped entering the room. I just stopped entering the room because I didn't feel good going in. I didn't feel good going out. And then you want me to spill my guts about how I'm doing, how the kids doing, how do I work, how I get my money, who I'm having sex with. You want all that information, and then you're going to take it and use it against me. So I stopped going. Just completely stopped. Like, nah, I'm not doing that to myself no more.
Yeah, of course.
It's been a that's why I tell everybody, walk in my shoes if you wanna. You put my shoes back. You don't want this. You don't want it because this is not an easy life. This has not been. Nothing about my life has been easy. Not waking up in the morning is not easy. So.
But even being away from your family, even though it's better for me, it doesn't mean it makes it easier.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't mean I'm better for it. No, there's still a lot of heartache there. But at the same time, like I said, it's like, but I know there's even twice as much heartache, if not more, if I'm there around all the time. So.
Yeah, because I had to sacrifice one for the other. Which one is more important? Like, when I gave in to you're more important, I'm hurting myself. Then I give into I'm more important, I'm still hurting myself because I want to put myself first, we don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
So either way, I don't win. You know?
Yeah.
And you would think I would be winning some kind of way, but neither way I win. It's not. They win when I give in to them.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't win. So I'm still putting myself first because I have to. And not because I can. I have to. For my own survival because who's number one? I am. If I give into temptation to off myself or anything like that, which I don't want to do at this point. But if I do, I ain't gonna be missed. Ain't nobody gonna say, that come to my funeral and all that, but that's not gonna solve any damn thing.
Right, exactly.
So I might as well go on, get it done for myself and accept the sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's what I feel today. I have to accept the sacrifice. Because one day, it's going to be all right. I don't know when. I don't think it's anytime soon. But one day it's going to be. I have hope. Yeah, I have hope.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I have hope. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're working through what you can. I'm glad you're trying, even though it's hard to still go back through those chapters of your life that still, again, kind of keep flipping back open. I know in some ways it's healthy to be processing these things and trying to make sense of what we can make sense of, and it helps. It helps with the overwhelming emotions. It helps with kind of finding a way to decompress from it all, and not holding on to guilt, but at the same time not holding on to heartache either. And so I'm glad you're getting yourself permission to use this to help with that and make sense of what you can and recognize. Like I said, it doesn't mean my situation's better just because I'm away from them, but just helps me from not having to deal with those constant awful things that I was having to deal with when I was out there in the middle of it. And so, I wasn't operating well in those situations. I had to be away from it. And like I said, always keeping the door open for if someone wants to communicate or inquire more or ask about some things or want to have a better relationship. It's got to come with some
Stipulations.
yes, absolutely. It's got to definitely come with some behavior changes and plans with that. But I think again, you're not rigid in that. I think you're like saying, hey, I'm willing to work with you if you are. But but someone has to stay with us and stay on track. It can't be a one-time thing. It's got to be consistent and ongoing. So
Yeah, don't
I think
come.
keep the door open.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to come get the business and then I don't hear from them for months.
Yeah. This is not just a need base. It's got to be more than that. Yeah, for sure.
What my goal is, and I know this is my goal, but my goal is to reconcile, and have some fun times, but it's getting to the reconcile point that's my fear.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, everybody don't want what I want, and everybody up to this point hasn't thought about my feelings. They've thought about their feelings, which I acknowledge your feelings, but I need you to reciprocate that I have feelings too.
Right. And some relationships may have some aspects to reconciliation, and some relationships may not. And that may be kind of where it's like, hey, we've come to terms of just like, hey, I was wrong and you were wrong, or hey, I realized I could have done better, and we can say, okay, thank you. Now maybe this as far as we get. It may not be like, okay, we mend our relationship, we get back and talk. It may not. It may just be a coming to know, like, hey, there's some apologies, there's some things that need to be said. Doesn't mean we're gonna have a great relationship from there on, but at least there's some water under the bridge, and I don't have to keep having to deal with it or be know that some things have been made clean with it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that relationship is going to continue to get better because of that either. We hope. Yeah.
Because of the way my life has been, I have hope.
Yeah.
But it's so low. It's so low because, oh God, sometimes I just was like, why me?
Yeah.
Why am I living? Why am I being treated this way? But again, I have hope. It's just low.
Right, of course. You have to keep it realistic. When we've been disappointed too many times with hoping, it makes it really hard to hope again. We always want to hope, of course, absolutely. But we try to keep those expectations kind of low about what to hope for.
Mm-hmm.
Being realistic about what the hope could be. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And, once I open the door back up, because I have to get strong enough to once again take on the disappointments because they come with it. You can never not think, okay, I fixed me, so I know you're gonna be good. I can't do that. I have to be able to be ready for the disappointment. So once I take off the block from everybody, and they may call it, they may not, but I'm just gonna let it ride and see if they call.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
We'll see. But I gotta get to that point first, and then I got to fire you. Uh-oh. What happened? It just ended. Okay. Maybe you're having technical difficulties. Oh boy. I didn't get a next appointment or nothing. Okay. Well, I guess it's over. I'll I'll just call tomorrow. Well, can I call tomorrow? It might be open. The 4th is Thursday. Yeah, I can call tomorrow. I don't even know if they'll end the call or not. Oh, guess I will. So, that is my... Let me blow my nose on. Get out of this booger. I have your hand sanitizer. This motherfucker sprayed all over there. So, my nose was up. I was talking in some buckets for a lot. That's nasty. Keep me a little paper. But anyhow, now I got myself back together. So that's today's therapy lesson. I don't know what happened to his computer. Things happen with the computers, you know. Could be in a storm in his area, whatever. But I'll call tomorrow and get another appointment for next week. Because I'm on a weekly basis right now until I get my life. But my goal is to fire my therapist and get on with my life. And hopefully one day I I get back in touch with my family. I miss them so much. I love them so much. But I had to sacrifice one for the other. It's either my peace or continue hurting. One day, maybe they'll understand that. One day, maybe they don't. But when you on an adventure to get yourself together, you're going to have to sacrifice one for the other. It shouldn't be this way. I shouldn't have to sacrifice either one. Let me say that first. You shouldn't have to sacrifice either one. You should be able to have your family support and you work on yourself at the same time. But in my case, when it can't be both of them together, and it has to be one or the other, I had to choose one. I didn't want to. I was hoping my family would be there for me, but my daughter said, let her go. My son said he didn't want to be around me. I wasn't special. So, I choose me. And it's hard. It's very hard. So you live day by day. You get yourself together day by day. I can't tell you it's going to be easy. It's not going to get easier. But if you're strong and you're willing and you're able and you got a drive to succeed, to win, you're going to be all right. You're going to have weak days. And just have somebody in your pocket, man, and talk you off the ledge like I did. And it's going to be them days. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to tell you no lie now. If you think it's easy for me, you don't see me on my knees praying. You don't see me in the bathroom, the shower crying. You don't see me when I can't get out the bed. You just see me when I come out here and you see what I give you. But if you could see those times, like a fucking movie or something, you would know this is not easy. It's not. I'm not doing a good job of dealing with it. And I don't want to cry anymore. So I'm not doing good with this. But once I get out the bed, once I get in the shower, once I comb my hair, put some clothes on, and figure out what I'm gonna do, I'm in headspace to make a video, to go to my therapist, go outside. Some days I just don't come out my room. You don't see me for a while, it's because I'm in my room. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm trying to get the courage, the strength, the willpower just to get out to bed. So I'm ending this on a good note. My next video is going to be talking about sex, baby. Sex and a 50-year-old black large woman. That's my next video. I gotta keep moving to the next. And I don't know when I'm gonna do the video, but that's the next topic. And whenever I get the video done, I will post it here for you. Yeah, so we'll discuss that. And I'm gonna keep it so motherfucking real with you about it that you're gonna be like, what? But yeah, I'm gonna wait till I post the video to hear about this here, but today is therapy day. If you can, get you a therapist, man. Black folks can go to therapy. I don't know who the fuck told that lie. We used to didn't because we had each other. That ain't the time in 2024. Can't trust nobody. You know, everybody talking about you. Turn on your business. Me. Me. Everybody can't be like me and be transparent. I'm so transparent. I don't give a fuck if you talk about me or not. Do what you want to do with these motherfucking videos. It's going to make me look bad because if I didn't make them, you wouldn't be able to do shit with them. I'm here to help somebody. All I need is one person to help, to learn, not make the same mistake I made. I'm not here for the masses to come over here and make me popular. No. I'm not for that. That's why it's a slow grind, you know. It's a slow grind. So I'm here to help at least one person. If you're a domestic violence survivor or you're in a domestic violence situation, mental health, sex, taking medicine, going to the doctors, going to the therapist, whatever I'm doing, yo, I hope it helps one person. You can survive without upping your damn self, without support. You know, I hope nobody's living like me. I hope everybody has somebody. Don't be like me. Don't try to walk in my shoes either, because he's 12 wise, baby. Peace.